Welcome to the value of your work and why underpricing hurts you. Doesn't hurt the people that are buying it, hurts you, okay? This is you we're talking about. This is all to help you. A major reason why artists struggle to make it financially is because they underprice and undervalue themselves, which means they underprice and undervalue their art as well, because we associate our art with ourselves and ourselves with our art. Cool? Great. Obviously, charging too little leads to stress and quite often burnout, which is not good. So why do we undervalue our artwork? One, imposter syndrome does have something to do with it, where we don't believe in ourselves enough to price our artwork reasonably well to support ourselves. Fear of rejection, of having our artwork priced too high, that's an obvious one. You need to understand that people who buy your artwork are always open to a little bit of haggle and negotiation. This often works best if you're dealing with commissions, prints, and so forth. I've had a lot of negotiations and haggled a lot with selling prints and originals. It's all good. Quite often, it's just a cool thing to haggle with. It's all good. Everybody understands, so there's not an issue with it. As long as you're not trying to price like the work you did as your first artwork for $1 million and you're not a famous artist, then problem. Lack of confidence in your skills is an obvious one. You need to understand why you're lacking confidence in your skills. If you have the skills to create and you have the skills to make an amazing, truly beautiful thing, then you have the skills to sell this truly beautiful, amazing thing. You really do. You just need to believe in yourself, okay? And the biggest way to do this is not to compare yourself with mass market products. We see so much art churned around daily, okay? That's just bleh. Comparing yourself is going to kill your passion. This is not something we want. Comparing yourself to an artist that you aim to be like and aim to achieve, fairly good, okay? You've got something to reach for. But don't compare your artwork to the millions of prints of the Mona Lisa that are sold in the Louvre, okay? Because that's just bad. Many artists, when we start out, will quite often base our prices off the time we spend. I advise against this one, and you should price based on value. Buyers pay for experience and uniqueness. You are unique. The person who is buying your artwork, as you as the artist, want to invest in you, okay? They like what you're doing, and this is your sign to keep doing what you're doing. Once you find a collector, they're going to churn around. They're going to keep coming back because of the artwork that you're newly creating, okay? You also need to understand that people definitely pay a lot more for confidence and expertise. I have the expertise, confidence here and there. You need to be confident about talking about your work. This could be telling the story of the work like we discussed earlier. Having the expertise should show in your work though. Now stop competing on price. This is a big one. Never compete on price. Compete on storytelling. If you can tell the better story and talk about your art better than the person who's trying to sell the art next to you, you're going to capture the person who wants to buy. If you're selling the art cheaper, but are not telling any story or anything about the work, then why would I buy that? I've only ever bought work because I had a story told to me about it. And the work that I sell only sells when I tell stories about it. That's about it. I've got an example for you. Hold on. You see this painting here? This is of a turtle. It's a watercolor painting. I'm not very good at watercolors. I'll put my hand up to it. I specialize as a portrait oil painter. This is a painting I did just because why the hell not? It's not great, okay? Take a good look at it. Take a good look. There you go. This is not a sales pitch, by the way. This is telling you how the story goes. If I tell you, this is a painting of a turtle that I did with watercolor because I felt like it. Now let's compare that to, I am not a watercolor artist. I specialize in oil paints and portraits. This is an artwork of an animal I did because I grew up in Australia. I love marine life. I grew up around like the beautiful wilderness of Australia. Animals have always been a true thing that called to me, and I wanted to use something that was a bit different in what my personal art practice was. So I decided to use watercolor because I wanted to experiment, which takes a bold move for me to really do. And I chose to do the sea turtle. It's such a beautiful and majestic creature that's just so endangered now. This has been painted on handmade watercolor paper, so every essence of the quality really just shows in the art itself. Now, we all have a beautiful spirit animal, okay? I truly believe in that. I really think that the sea turtle just combines all of us together as they just float through the majesticness of it. Think of the way that you can sell this, okay? Yes, that was completely off the top of my head. I've not sold this. I have no intention to because it's watercolor and my girlfriend likes it, so she gets to keep it. That's that. Here's your action step. I want you to come up with the value of what your art is worth based on the value of it. List your 5 last sales or potential sales and come up with a new defined price for each of them, as if you fully believed in the potential and value that you and your art have. After this, we move on to lesson 1.2,